Hello, SpongicX here, and today I'm gonna review Wario Ware Get It Together on the Nintendo Switch. So it just came out last night, and I spent about like 2.5 hours going through the entire game. And the story is relatively short, but despite how short the story is, the gameplay is a lot of fun. There's a whole ton of replay value, a lot of post-game content, side content, and honestly, I think this is my favorite entry in the WarioWare series. Now, for those who don't know, or may have never heard of this series for some reason, WarioWare is similar to a game like Mario Party, where you play mini games. But what makes the ones in WarioWare so different is they're called micro games. It's the joke is that Wario made these games himself, so you could say that some of them are either really weird or really bad, and so Wario's trying to like form together a cheap company so he can make more money faster and all that. And so you're playing a bunch of his games basically. They go by rapidly fast, and usually you have to act fast, but sometimes they try tricking you by forcing you to play somewhere you gotta think a little bit before acting. And so it's a game that messes with your mind. It's a scrambled mess, but it is a lot of fun. And started off on the Game Boy Advance and worked it all of its way up to the Switch eventually. And so what makes this one so different from the other WarioWare games is how WarioWare had a bunch of colorful characters in the past, and it's kind of a shame that they never did much with them aside from being the introduction to the next set of mini games you play. And so they tried doing something with this one where you actually control the characters for once. Each character has their own individual move set, their own way of moving, their own pluses and minuses, and some characters are more fun to control than others, but that's the fun thing. Everyone gets to play the exact same micro games, and it's fun to try playing as every single character, see how far you can go. Yeah, depending on which character you are, it can either make a mini game easier or much, much harder. And I had a blast with this. The characters were a lot of fun to control, even the ones that were frustrating to control. Some of the new micro games were a lot of fun. There's a lot of very familiar ones that you've seen in past games, and of course, who could forget the Nintendo-themed mini-games? Those are always my favorite, and once again, they are kind of fun. I kind of do feel like there aren't as many Nintendo micro games in this one as there were in past games, but there's still a lot of micro games in this to enjoy, and some of the boss fights are really fun. Yeah, this game actually has some boss fights, and especially the final battle, and this game admittedly fooled me. I actually thought I did beat the game at one point, but then it reveals, oh, there's more characters you gotta go back and save, and so you get like a few harder levels to complete, and yeah, that was still fun. I wasn't annoyed that the game wasn't over. It's like, oh, cool, I get to do more, and the final hidden character, I'm not gonna spoil it, but it is such a fun little callback to one of the original micro games from the original WarioWare, and it makes sense in a game like this. Like, it makes sense why this certain character is playable in this as a hidden character compared to past games, because let's just say it was a video game character, and we're in a game where the Wario characters are trapped inside of Wario's game, so that's the only possible way they could ever meet that character. And so the whole concept is Wario created a new game console, but he accidentally was responsible for creating a virus that infected his game. The virus got so bad that it managed to suck everyone into it, and eventually it comes to kind of like a saving the world kind of plot. It's just such an insane plot, but so you take turns going through all these different levels, and you befriend like you run into some of Wario's co-workers and other quirky characters in the WarioWare universe, and you have them join your team, and then so they join your roster then. So it's like originally you start off with Wario, but then you find the character Cricket and 18 Volt, and then so on and so on. And yeah, just progressing through the story was a lot of fun, even if the story was pretty short and a little too weird for my taste, but that's Japanese games for you, I guess. But so the bonus features, though, like, this game gives you a lot of reasons to want to keep coming back. So when you complete story modes, you get coins, and you can save up on the coins for a number of purposes. Unlike previous WarioWare games where if you lost, that was it, this one gives you chances to deposit coins to continue, and I think that's a nice plus for beginners, because I always felt like some of the WarioWare minigames were a little too brutal, especially when you have to work so long to get up to the, like, sometimes you have to work your way to going through, like, over 20 levels just to get to a boss fight, and then if you die, you have to start all over. So I like how you just deposit 100 coins to continue, and then it'll probably multiply if you keep dying again. I haven't had a chance where I died more than once after depositing a coin, but yes, I did get a few game overs in this game, and but I was pretty quick on being able to pick up from my mistakes. I kept learning as I kept playing, and that's what a game should do. And so the bonus content, though, there's a lot of fun little mini games you get to play, including like one that feels like a retro platformer, where you swap between the characters and collect certain items and try to make it to the end without getting hit. And that was a lot of fun, especially with all the different characters. It sometimes like there's like a little power up that lets you change characters, so sometimes you're hoping you'll get someone better, and then you accidentally get someone worse, and so that can always add to the challenge. Some characters just aren't really built for that gameplay, and that's the fun with it. You have like a volleyball mode, and there's just a lot of different modes. There's even a mode that felt a lot like Smash Brothers, how you had like the multi-man melee and all of that. You just keep fighting onslaught of enemies, which are just the other characters from WarioWare, and it's like the customization in this game is also great. There's a rec room area where you can customize the characters. You get to use your money to buy certain stuff from like a little basically kind of like one of those gotcha machines, and you get like little drop items that you can gift to the other characters, and the gifts can give like extra friendship points or whatever depending on the character and the item you're giving them. So for instance, if you have like a character like Jimmy, who loves sports, you want to give him the sporting goods, like bowling pins and stuff like that, and that'll amplify the score. And so, yeah, it's a really great feature. And then the more you make your characters happy, you get more cosmetic features for them. You get different palettes to change their color schemes. You even get concept art, and it's just really fun. And not to mention how there's so many characters in this game, so that means that there's so much to unlock in this game, giving you many reasons to want to keep going back and keep playing. And bravo, Nintendo. Here, I thought they were just going to be lazy and just focus on the short story mode and have nothing else to offer, but man, was I proven wrong in the best way. I was so glad to see all the extra content, and I still look forward to going back to this and keep playing. This game is just brilliant. I highly recommend it. It's so much fun. So if you have a Nintendo Switch, if you're a Wario fan or a Nintendo fan, or you just love craziness, get WarioWare, get it together. It is such a fun game. You will not regret it. Well, that's all I have to say for now. Thank you for watching. See you next time, and have a great day.